Hello, welcome to my videos on my blog. In this time I'm going to talk about the 2024 NBA playoff, day 23. Where today we have again another two games where the Pacers didn't have any problem and they defeated and humiliated the New York Knicks by 32 points, 121 to 89. And with this score, with this victory, the Pacers tied the series 2-2, and now the series will travel back to New York for the game fight that will be played this Tuesday. And in the second game, the Denver Nuggets play a tremendous basketball level where they dominated all the game since the beginning, and they won the game 115 to 107 against the Timberwolves, and they tied the series 2-2. And now the series will travel back to Denver for the game. For the game five, that will be played this next Tuesday, and the Nuggets show you why they are the defending champion team. They play a tremendous basketball level, and be careful with them. So I'm going to talk about a little more about each game. Let's start. Indiana Pacers 121, New York Knicks 89. To be honest, the Indiana Pacers didn't have any problem. They dominated all this game, and there is not much to talk about this because since the beginning the Indiana Pacers dominated the game. They play a tremendous basketball level in both sides of the ball, in the defense and the offense side, and the New York Knicks play a very full and bad game, and the Indiana Pacers won the two games, and this is great because they tied the series, and now the series will travel back to New York. About this game, since the first quarter, the Indiana Pacers dominated the game, where they won the first quarter 34-14 by 20 point difference, and in the second quarter they again won it by this time by 8 point difference, 35-27, and they were leading by 28 points in the halftime, and the game was over in that moment because the sorry the Pacers were leading 70-41 by 29 point difference. How I told you, the game was over. In the third quarter, the Indiana Pacers continued to play a very great basketball level where they increased the lead to a more than 35 points difference, and the game was over. And in the rest of the game, both teams put to play the bench player. In the end, the Indiana Pacers won it 121 to 89 to tie the series. About the statistics, you can see that the Pacers play a very great basketball because they threw for a 57 percentage for free goal, and they use a lot 34 by the New York Knicks, and they score 15 triples, and the Knicks use seven triples. And the individual statistics, the best player was against Tyrese Halliburton with 20 points. The second best was T.J. McConnell with a double with 15 points and 10 rebounds. And the third one were Pascal Siaka and Obi Toppin with 14 points each one. So what's next? The game 5 will be played this next Tuesday, where the series will travel back to New York, where this will be interesting. And in the second game, the Minnesota Timberwolves 107, Denver Nuggets 115. This was a very great game, a very close game, but since the beginning, especially in the last minutes of the first quarter, is when the Denver Nuggets took control of the game. They took a big lead that was enough to win the game. And to be honest, again, the Denver Nuggets show us that why they are the reigning champion team. They in these two games playing as a road team in Minnesota. They show you why they are the reigning champion team, and where they were the tier set in the conference, and they play a tremendous basketball level because they adjust this game according to what happened in the first two games, where to be honest they play a very bad basketball there in Denver, especially in the second game. And now the Minnesota Timberwolves are in trouble because the series will come back to Denver, where I think that with this tie, the 2-2, I think that the Denver Nuggets now have the control of the series, because now they are going to travel to Minnesota, to to Denver and later to Minnesota, and I think that the Minnesota Timberwolves lost the big opportunity to kill and to finish the series here in Minnesota, and now they are going to be eliminated. About this guy, who I told you, the game was very close in the first quarter, but especially in the last 2 to 3 minutes of the quarter, the Denver Nuggets closed better the quarter and they won it 29 to 24. In the first 2-3 minutes of the second quarter, the Denver Nuggets played a tremendous basketball ever, where they increased the lead to a more than 20 points lead. Later, the Timberwolves reduced that game to a 10 to 7 point difference. But also something weird that happened here is that in the last 20 seconds of the game, the Denver Nuggets run for a 8-0, and in the last play of the second half, the Jamal Murray stole the basketball and he scored from behind the middle of the court, and he scored a 3 points in the booster time, and they were leading the Denver Nuggets 64 by 49 by 15 point difference. And in that moment, the game, in my opinion, was over because the Nuggets had the game under control. They always were leading the game by more than 10 point difference, and in the second half they also increased the lead for a 20 or more than 20 point difference. There the Timberwolves reduced that gap, where the Timberwolves continue to play and to fighting the game until the last minutes of the game, but it wasn't enough, and in the end, the Nuggets won the game 115 to 107, and they tied the series to 2. Now, about the statistics, the Denver Nuggets played a tremendous basketball ever, where they threw for a 57 percentage and they scored 13 triples, and the Timberwolves side, they threw for a 48 percentage from field goal and they scored 11 triples. So in the individual statistics, the best player was Nikola Jokic with 35 points. The second best scorer was Aaron Gordon with 7 points, and the third best was Jamal Murray with 19 points. And by the Timberwolves, the best scorer was Anthony Edwards with 44 points. Remember that he has scored more than 30 or 28 points in this year in each game. So he's playing a very great basketball level. But the problem is in the last two games, his team has lost, and the second best scorer was Mike Conley Jr. with 15 points. So, what's next? Tomorrow we'll have another two games, where both games will be played the game 4, where the first game, the Cleveland Cavaliers will receive the Boston Celtics and Cleveland at 19 o'clock Eastern Time. Remember that the Celtics are leading this series 2-1. Where I think that the Boston Celtics are better team than the Cavaliers, so I think that the Celtics are not going to have any problem, and I think that they're going to win the next game, tomorrow's game, by 5 or 10 point difference. And in the second game, we will play the game 4, where the Dallas Mavericks will receive the Oklahoma City Thunder and Dallas, and 21:30 Eastern Time. Remember that the Dallas Mavericks are leading this series 2-1. This is a very close and competitive series, and I think that this series is defined or will be defined by the related ties. I think that the Oklahoma City Thunder are a very young and talented team, but most of the time they don't have enough experience to win this kind of games. And what happened with the Dallas Mavericks? They have a tremendous talent in this team, especially Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, and these two players and also other players of the team had a lot of experience playing this kind of games. So I think that this game will be a very close game like the last game, and I think that the Mavericks are going to win this game by 1 or 3 point difference, maybe in the last second of the game, or the last play of the game, and they're going to take a lead of 3-1 in the series. So in this video, what's my opinion about what's happened tonight or today in the NBA playoffs day 23 and the games that will be played tomorrow. This is all for tonight. See you next video. Gibran.